Hello everyone, my name is Andy and welcome back to CappTech, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Pixel Professional UHF Wireless Lapel Microphone. Now, quick disclaimer, this product was sent to me free of charge by the company to do the review on it, but they're not getting to see the review before you get to see it. They don't have any input on it, they don't get to decide what I say, they just sent me the product and I get to do the review, but I wanted to make sure that I provided that disclaimer up front. Okay, now real quick, let's go see what comes in the case when you get this product. Everything comes in this aluminum briefcase that is foam fitted on the inside to make sure that everything that's inside of it stays put and is nice and secure so it won't be jostled around while you're traveling around with this. The link to this product on Amazon is in the video description down below, as well as any other information you may need to know about this that I didn't provide on camera here too. Everything you get from within the case is, you get one transmitter, one receiver, two 90-degree folding receiving antennas for the receiver, a Hotshoe mounted connector for the receiver to sit on top of your camera, the lavalier microphone, one 3.5mm audio cable, one dead cat or microphone windscreen protector, one 3.5mm to XLR conversion cable, and the user manual and cards that come along with it. Everything you see here is what you get when you order the WM-9 model set with this particular microphone. There is another one, the WM-10, and it comes with actually two transmitters, and the receiver can connect to both transmitters. So you could have two microphones connecting. The WM-9 set that we are doing review here comes with just one transmitter and one receiver. This particular product boasts the ability to have about 100-meter total range between the transmitter and the receiver. So let's head out and test this out into the open and see how well that actually holds up to that claim. So now what we're testing out here is the range of this lapel mic. On the instructions it said it has a range up to about 100 meters. I marched off a spot which would be about 100 meters and I tested on a few different channels and the audio would come through a little bit okay. It was a little bit staticky, but that's real hard to determine whether or not it's actually because of outside interference, maybe local businesses or homes putting off signals on the same channels. You can always get some crosstalk and mess up the signal. I tried on several different channels and got mixed results in there. So what I found is with this one that I was about 75 steps out from the camera and I can start getting a lot clearer audio. Now I do have the dead cat on here, the little windscreen that comes with it just to protect it because it is rather breezy out here. So if you hear some static in this, that's probably where it's actually coming for. Now I don't know specifically what applications I would ever use this kind of setup for. I usually do everything pretty close to the camera myself, but I could see this being used at maybe a sporting event. You get your camera up in the bleachers and you got your reporter down in the field wearing a wireless lapel mic, and they can go conduct their interviews and talk to people, do a news report, and not have to drag all the camera equipment down there with you. So it definitely has some applications. Whether or not it's something I could use personally, I don't know, but this would just kind of test out how good the audio works from a distance. So hopefully it worked out really well. Alright, now let's test out and see how good the audio quality sounds compared to normal. Now, quick disclaimer, I am in my office where I have a little bit of sound foam put up like you can see right over here and a dampening blanket in different places, so there's not as much echo in my office as you might find in a typical environment. So do keep that in mind, that this is the results based on my specific testing, and in case you're going to be using it in an area that has a lot of echo, your results may vary. But the microphone I'm using right now is just a basic regular microphone that's sitting on the stand right in front of me, and this is what the audio sounds like when you do the recording with this. And now here's the audio quality of me using the built-in microphone that is actually on the camera. There is no additional camera, there's nothing on here, no wind filters, nothing. This is just the raw microphone on the camera, so you can kind of hear how it sounds like as a quick bass line. And now we have the audio test for the actual lapel microphone that you can see I'm wearing right here. So you'll be able to tell the difference just from the video, how it sounds with the default microphone I use to do all my recording, the microphone that's built into the camera, and the Pixel wireless microphone lapel mic that's right here. So you'll be able to kind of give it a good idea of what it sounds like just on a basic normal usage if you're going to be standing in front of a camera with this running right here. I am 3 feet from the camera, so it doesn't have to deal with any kind of range. There's nothing really around here that's providing any kind of interference. So this is pretty much just a raw signal of what you're going to get. The lapel mic itself is an omnidirectional condenser mic, and you can see it's rather small. With it being an omnidirectional, the gain to feedback ratio is lower, so you end up with a lot less feedback. And the sensitivity to wind, handling, and pop noises of just generally using the microphone will be a lot lower. The receiver and the transmitter both operate on one of 50 different possible channels, so you can switch between various channels to find one that works best for your situation, where you're not going to have crosstalk or interference, or if you have a range problem, whatever, you can switch between several different channel options, and that way you can find one that works for you. So you just match up which channel you want to use on the receiver, and then match it up with the one you want to get on the transmitter, and they will connect automatically. So let's take a closer look at the transmitter first. You can see it's rather small, by the size of a deck of cards. Up at the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack that you would use to plug the lapel microphone into. On the side you have the low cut option and the battery canal where you would plug in two AA batteries. The low cut option will allow you to be able to switch it on and off in case you really need to be able to help filter out some noise that you may get from wind. And on the other side is the USB port if you want to run USB power instead of using batteries. And now let's look at the receiver. It's the same size as the transmitter, but on the top you'll notice that it has two ports now. One is an out port that goes into your camera or device, and one is for your headphones, so if you want to monitor, actively listen to the audio. On the sides you have a switch here for mix and ST. The mix allows the audio to transmit in stereo, ST transmits it in mono in case you're on a device that needs to be able to have just a single channel of audio. And of course on the other side you have the USB port if you want to run USB power instead of batteries as well. The included Hotshoe connector snaps onto the belt clip on the back of the receiver, and you would use this to mount it to the top of your camera or audio device if you want to. It makes it a lot easier to keep up with where it's going to be stationed, and that way it's really close to the camera, since the audio cable that you would run from the receiver to the camera that is included is really short, so you want it as close to the camera as possible. And that wraps up my review of the Pixel UHF wireless microphone. I really have had a good time messing with this microphone. I think the quality is quite excellent for being just a lapel microphone. It's got quite a bit of range in it so that you can go pretty much anywhere as long as there's not a signal interfering with your particular microphone channel or other things that you may interfere with it. The quality on it is really quite good. And so I would highly actually recommend it. I didn't really have any complaints. Everything that the company sent that came with it in the case was everything you need to get started. So you could technically use this to do even just basic vlogging, doing interviews, doing tech reviews like I'm doing right now. I may be able to use this microphone for doing future recordings. It makes it a lot easier than having to try and run cables for all the other mics that are set up on here. And of course it allows me to have a lot more distance. So I really do recommend this microphone. I thought it turned out pretty good. I appreciate the company sent it to me and gave me a chance to mess with it and play with it for a while before I did the review. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll see if I can help you out and answer it. Again, the link to the product is in the video description if you want to go check it out, see some other reviews, see some more specific details that maybe I didn't cover in the video. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the review. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful day and I'll talk to you later.